You're listening to the PRO Media Network, the next level in entertainment.
Is on fire.
You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
All things Pelicans. This podcast we recap a victorious matchup, man. Pelicans get it done 114-95. They knock off the Memphis Grizzlies. At home, Pelicans improved to 19-22, 14-6 home record on the road. And without further ado, I'd like to give you a round of applause for joining us today on the Pelican Postgame Report, episode 303, as we continue to roll through the season, getting to the halfway part, and it's good to see that the fact that the Pelicans are really starting to step up their game. Of course, we wanted a 4-game winning streak. We got a 2-game winning streak. Tomorrow they face off against a worthless Cleveland Cavaliers club that they wiped out a few games ago to get that streak up to 3 games. They'll be 20-22 as they start to try roll into February and getting close and close to the All-Star break. Now, this was a fantastic game. The Pelicans defense was live and exact. This is what I'm talking about. And I just want Will Smith to chime in. And this
now
is what
that's how you supposed to drive. From now on, that's how you drive. Now that's how you supposed to drive. From now on, that's how you drive. Now that's how you supposed to drive. From now on, that's how you drive.
You're a Will Smith say, man. That's Will Smith, man, chiming in, letting you know, man, that's what I'm talking about. That's how you're supposed to do it, Pelicans. That's how you're supposed to do it. That's how you're supposed
From now
to
on,
do it.
that's how you drive. Now that's how you supposed to drive.
Oh, man.
From now on, that's how you drive.
That's how you drive, man. That's how you do it. In today's Pelican postgame report, man, I'm going to play some interviews. Coach Al Gentry will chime in with his thoughts on the game. Of course, we'll have Frank Jackson, who had an outstanding game. This is what happens when you play these young guys. Frank Jackson was absolutely stupendous in this matchup. He was able to unmask his highest career total to date. Very excellent game for the youngster Frank Jackson. That's what happens when you dig into the bench. Shout out to DJ Austin and Quack Jones and other great Pelican post-game report listeners. Man, this is what we've been talking about the entire season. Finally, they were able to get it done. Pelicans did it in a tremendous fashion. So, like Will Smith say, as Will Smith says, and we continue to show.
That's how you supposed to drive.
That's right.
From now on, that's how you drive.
That's right. But, man, that's what I'm saying. We're going to have Coach Gentry chiming in, Frank Jackson, thoughts on the game. And also Jaleel Okafor will chime in today on the Pelican Postgame Report. We'll break the game down with stats, facts, breakdowns. We'll also have this recap in this game. And then, of course, the next matchup they have against Cleveland. We'll preview that in the second segment. So the Pelicans get it done 114-95 in tremendous fashion. They shot 56% in this game, 44 of 79. They were 6 of 17 from downtown in this matchup for 35%. But the Pelicans, man, were able to stay alive in this thing here. 35% from downtown, 20 of 29 from the free throw line, which is just at about 69% flat. The opposition 15 of 18 for 83%. Pelicans had 47 rebounds on the game, 27 assists versus 28 by the Grizzlies, 13 steals, and this was the major indicator that the Pelicans were in a major spirits of getting things done in this matchup, because it was just awesome, bro, just to see the hustle, the determination, the drive, the focus as they were able to just get, turnovers off of Mike Conley and the Memphis Grizzlies team. And the Grizzlies are struggling. They lose another one. The Pelicans kind of pay them back from that early season loss. And like Anthony Davis said later after the game was over with, when he was speaking to Jen Hill, he said, "We are better than this." Jen asked a great question about people not thinking the Pelicans are a playoff contender, and Anthony Davis responded to her and said, we are a playoff team, even though we're not. Our record doesn't indicate it, but we have to step up and we have to not make the mistakes and all of the traditional stuff that you want your superstar to say. But Anthony Davis looks like he's having fun. These last few games, he looks like he's having fun again, and that's a really good stat. 13-5 on the steals. The Pelicans controlled it. Blocked 7-4. Memphis won that stack. 18 turnovers for the Grizzlies for 26 points off of turnovers. Pelicans turned the ball over 14 times for 23 points, and they had 23-9 on fast break points and dominated the points in the paint 70-42. Did you hear me? They dominated 70-42 in the paint and won 23-9 on fast break points. They also had 13 steals in this matchup. So big ups to the Pelicans as they got it done, held the team to under 100 once again. 114-95. Pelicans turned into a monster performance against the Grizzlies. Here's Coach Al Gentry to paint the picture of what happened.
You know, we corrected that part of it. But I just thought we just got a great effort from everybody. You know, obviously Jalil and Frank came in. You know, the Duke contingent came in and did a real good job for us. I thought Frank was really aggressive and played probably his best game overall from the standpoint of what he did defensively and then offensively. And then, you know, Ja's just been really solid for us. You know, he's gives us a guy to throw the ball into. He's probably rebounding better than he, you know, I don't even know how many rebounds he had, but I know that he's rebounding better than he ever has since he's been in the league. Really in college, you know, he's actually pursuing the ball and going for it. So he did a good job. And then, you know, AD was AD. But I just thought it was a really good team win for us because I thought, you know, defensively the last two games we've been really, really solid.
Coach, what did you want to talk about when you called? I think it was an early timeout in the third. And then from there, it seemed like you guys got back on track. What was your discussion like?
I just thought that the pace of the game was where they wanted it and not where we would like to have it. So I just talked about moving the basketball, but not so much moving the basketball, but being able to push it into early offense so that they can get their defense set. Because they're a very good half-court defensive team from the standpoint of they take away all the driving lanes, they run you off the three, and then you end up shooting a bunch of mid-range shots. But if we were attacking early, we felt like we could get to the basket. And if we didn't get to the basket, we were driving and kicking for open shots. So I thought our guys did a good job with that.
A couple games removed from getting only 5 points from your bench. Well, how big is it tonight to kind of see some of those guys bouncing back the way they did?
Yeah, in defense of them, though, we were able to play them, you know, extended minutes. If you look at the bench, you know, we got Frank played 19, Jalil played almost 24. You know, Tim played 24, so we gave those guys extended minutes. And what's good about that is that if you go back and look, you know, AD and those guys were in that 33 to 35 range, which is where we'd like to keep them if we could.
Coach, it seemed like the pace was dictated by the defense in the second half. You were able to force them into more difficult shots, and particularly with Jaren Jackson, who seemed to have it easy on the inside. Ja really made it difficult for him. So how important was that transition?
It was because, you know, obviously when you're running off misses, you're much more apt to be able to create something in your transition offense. And I thought we were running off misses quite a bit. You know, they ended up shooting 44% for the game. And they were at 50 at halftime. So I thought we did a really good job with that. But we've been real solid the last two games from the standpoint of playing for each other defensively. Guy get beat, you know, he's running into somebody else right there. And our rotations has been pretty good as far as getting out, trying to run guys off shots. But our execution has been much better too. And I just think when AD is going to play usually the way he plays, but when we get that kind of play from the bench, then we're pretty good. Hopefully we'll get Nico back, you know, in the next week, and we'll have our real team, you know, for the first time.
That's Coach Al Gentry chiming in with his thoughts on the game. Of course, he was speaking about getting Nikolai Mirotic back. Listen, what the Pelicans are doing, when Nico comes back, I hope he could just mesh him right into it. Don't affect nothing what the team has got going on, meaning, you know, maybe we can take minutes from a guy like perhaps Frazier and not as many minutes as you would give to other guys, but still just bring Nikolai Mirotic back and still keep Jahlil Okafor playing where he's playing and keep Frank Jackson playing what he's playing. Listen, guys, we've been listening. For those who've been listening to the show, y'all know I've been saying this for a long time. But those who don't know, who's listening for the first time, understand and know that we know this team. We followed this team. This is our squad. So we know what time it is with this team. The talent off the bench is the reason why the Pelicans are winning these games, to help them win it, because Anthony Davis doesn't have to play 39, 40 minutes a night. He played 35 minutes in a refreshing game. He had 36 points and 13 rebounds in this matchup with 3 blocks, 3 assists. He was fantastic. He wasn't tired. Of course, he checked himself out later in the game. But when you can allow these stars to rest, it's a lot better deal. Julius Randle turned in just a regular performance, 15 points, 9 rebounds in 33 minutes. Wasn't overwhelming, but solid. Elfrid Payton, since he's been back, 24 minutes. He scored 11 points, had about 4 assists in the game. That's perfect. Drew Holiday played 33 minutes in the game, had 13 points, 6 assists. Not overwhelming, very pedestrian. But how did they win? Defense, keeping their turnovers low. They could have shot a better percentage from the free throw line. Really wish they would have shot a better percentage. Doesn't matter. But off the bench really helped. Frank Jackson went off 19 minutes. He had 17 points in this game. Shot 7 of 10 from downtown. 3 of 5 from downtown. 7 of 10 from the field. And of course, you had 9 points for Jahlil Okafor with 7 rebounds in 24 minutes of action. So you had Jahlil Okafor and Frank Jackson with really solid pointage off the bench. So both those guys were able to produce 26 points off the bench just by themselves, not including the 6 points that Tim Frazier threw in there. So what I'm saying is, when you allow the bench to play and to assist the starters, that is what happened. Not to mention the fact that Darius Miller, who's really a bench guy, he scored 7 points as well. So even though he started. And that's what we're saying basically, is that we've been saying that all season long. Sometimes you have to go to the bench, guys. You got to use your bench rotation. Keep saying, we was yelling it, saying Alvin Gentry, dig into your bench, dig into your bench, dig into the bench. We kept saying that to Alvin Gentry. He finally got the message. He really did. He finally got the message that we need to use our bench guys more to help these guys, the starters, win the game. That's how you create a balanced team. That's how you don't wear out your starters. And just everything works better that way. The defense is better when they're fresher, as opposed to you running them to death and they're tired on the other end. So big ups to Alvin Gentry from finally getting the message, right? Finally getting the damn message. And before we slide off into our break, let's hear what some say was the player of the game. Frank Jackson on his career night. He has 17 points. Hopefully Alvin Gentry don't delegate this guy back to the bench, and Jahlil Okafor, he continues to give these guys at least 16 minutes a night so they can continue to develop, because Jahlil Okafor is gaining his confidence back. He's playing well. He's gotten his back, his movements, his moves. He's attacking the basket. And I love that matchup when he puts Jahlil Okafor and AD in the game at the same time with Frank Jackson and Drew Holiday. I love Elfrid Payton. I love that look, really do. But here is Frank Jackson, a youngster, to talk about his career night.
Finding me in positions to score, and I was just myself tonight.
Frank, did those 3 balls going down really help your confidence? Because it looked like everything you put on cruise control basically after that.
Yeah, it's always nice to see shots go down. I mean, anybody who's played basketball knows that when your first couple shots go in, you're definitely looking to shoot.
Are things starting to slow down for you on the court?
Definitely. We're halfway through the season now. This is my first year, and I think for sure it slowed down a ton for me.
Do you ever see AD get ashamed out like that?
Well, he surprises. I mean, it's just what he does. I mean, it's not really surprising, honestly, but he's so talented, and it's really cool to play alongside him.
The bench has been such a target this whole season. When you guys have performances like this, how much is it as a confidence builder to know that you can come in and support the start?
Definitely. We're such a good team. We have so many guys on this roster who are phenomenal, and I think we got to start winning. We got to pick it up, and I think these last 2 wins have been great for us. We got a long road trip coming up ahead of us, so we're really focusing on locking in and getting the job done.
Was there a message from Alvin at halftime? He said that, obviously they shot 70% on twos in the first half. What did he talk to you about?
Just to getting back to who we were, really focusing on team defense, getting out for each other, helping on the drives, and also offensively, they tried to slow us down. And in the first half, we weren't really ourselves. In the second half, we got out and run and get back to who we are.
Frank Jackson giving you his thoughts on the game. And of course, when we come back, we still have some more interviews to play for you. We got some more stat crunching to break down with you on the other side of the break. We also have the preview for the Cleveland Cavaliers game that'll be coming up as well. So a lot of basketball left to talk on the other side of the break. So sticking with us, hanging there with us. You're listening to the Pelican Post Game Report on the PRO Media Network.
ESPN or Fox. Get straight sports talk from the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys.
Embrace Pet Insurance is more than just pet insurance. Embrace Pet Insurance promises to provide genuine support and certainty when your pet needs it the most. With personalized accident and illness policies, compassionate customer care, 24/7 access to veterinary professionals, flexible wellness plans, timely claims processing, and online customer portals, their values is what makes them Embrace. So, when selecting a pet insurance company as a partner in your pet's care, you deserve a company that has your pet's best interests at heart. Get top rated and review coverage for your pet today. Up to 90% back on bills at any vet, total protection, pet insurance and wellness, and dependable claims payments. Get the top rated and review coverage for your pet today. Go to embracepetinsurance.com. That's embracepetinsurance.com. Check the link in the description section below.
Get all the latest news and updates from your New Orleans Pelicans at the Pelicans View, the new and official Pelicans Daily Journal, covering everything Pelican. Attention, everyone. Get breakdown on games, free agent signings, and potential moves. Unbiased opinions and straight up facts with statistical analysis from G Valley. Go to www.thesportsdaily.com/Pelicans-I-View.
Are you a boxing fan? Check out Ring Kings Boxing only on the PRO Media Network.
Do you need a domain name? How about a host for your website that can work with WordPress? Try Namecheap.com. They make registering, hosting, and managing domain names for yourself or others easy and affordable because the internet needs people. Namecheap is an ICANN accredited domain register and technology company founded in 2000. It's one of the fastest growing American companies according to the 2018 Inc. 5000. Celebrating nearly 2 decades of providing unparalleled levels of service, security, and support. Namecheap has been steadfast in customer satisfaction with over 10 million domains under management. Namecheap is among the top domain registrars and web providers in the world. They offer a full selection of popular and unique domains along with fully featured hosting packages, SSL security certificates, WhoisGuard privacy protections, and more, all at the lowest prices in the industry. So if you need a domain name or hosting or anything else, think Namecheap.com. That's right, Namecheap.com. Check the description section below for link.
Sports fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear. From all the leagues, teams, and players you love, unique one-of-a-kind designs exclusively by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars shipped directly to your home. Join Fanatics Rewards for free to earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and for a limited time, get 20% off all orders. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
There's a lot of reasons to be a fan, but only NBAStore.com has all the gear.
Are you a Pelicans fan? Check out the Pelican postgame report on the PRO Media Network.
You're listening to the post-game report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
For all things Pelicans, you're now tuned in to Pelican post-game report on the PRO Media Network. Pelicans, a lot of great news. 2-game winning streak. The Pelicans climb out the cellar of the Southwest Division. They're now sitting in third place. That's right, third place at 19-22. And they're only 5 games back of the Houston Rockets, who are 23-16 in the lead. San Antonio Spurs are 24-17. And, of course, Memphis, who they beat, drops below them at 18-22, loses a 6 in a row. And Dallas at 18-22, loses of 3 in a row. Well, they have the Cleveland Cavaliers. We'll preview that game coming up momentarily after we get through the rest of the statistics from this Grizzlies game that I'm just loving. The Pelicans did a terrific job, man. Let's listen to Julius Randle as he talked about his thoughts after the game.
So, of course, my teammates are encouraging me and the coaches are encouraging me. It makes my job a lot easier because I know I have to support everybody around me.
The pressure that's been on the bench. You know, every night there's some criticism of it. To see a night where you, Frank, and even Darius, who's a bench regular, typically you guys are starting to get more of a thing. Do you feel like there's an opportunity for you guys to really start making a difference for the team?
If that opportunity comes, we'll be ready like we were tonight. We do everything we can in practice on our days off to make sure we are ready to produce if our numbers called. So if my number's called, if Frank's number's called, Darius or anybody on this team, we do our best to be ready.
I'm sorry you answered this already, but there were early in the season there were points when you kind of out of the rotation and trying to work your way into it. What's been your focus to kind of work your way back into the rotation and really show the coaches that you deserve playing time every night?
Just make sure I'm in the right spots defensively and rebounding. I know the offense for me is always taking care of itself. So my mindset is going in every game is completely different. It's how can I defend, how can I do rebounds, how can I help the team win, and everything else to take care of itself. So my mindset is.
That's Julius Randle talking about mindset and this win over the Grizzlies. Now, the Pelicans played excellent in this game. The last 2 games have been excellent. 114-95, crushed the Grizzlies, moved past them. They have the Cleveland Cavaliers, probably the worst team in the NBA. And I'm expecting them to do pretty much the same thing they did to the Memphis Grizzlies to Cleveland. And, of course, that'll give them 3 in a row. That'll give them opportunity to climb back into this thing, 20-22. Before they take on the Timberwolves, who, they just fired Thibodeau, so they're going through a little flux. We could sneak in there and pay them back some stuff, too, as we beat them the last time around to keep this thing going. It's just the terrific thing that I really respect and love about the fact that how the Pelicans playing. You can see that they're having fun again. Despite all of the chitter-chatter about Anthony Davis being traded, Julius Randle continued to play hard. Anthony Davis continues to play hard. Drew Holiday continues to play hard. Elfrid Payton came in and gave him a boost. And you're still missing one component, which is Nikolai Mirotic, which is the reports of Nikolai is supposed to return in the next 2 games. We heard that before. We heard that 2 games ago he was supposed to be back for the Cleveland matchup. Still, they kind of give him ability to kind of walk slow in this thing. We don't really need Nikolai Mirotic right now, so if just allow him to heal naturally. And when the time comes, he's getting really, really close. So if it's not for the Cleveland game, I think it'll be for the most certainly probably for the Minnesota matchup. So Pelicans starting to get on track here, and find themselves with another win right now. A winning streak would be just perfect right now because it'll kind of not totally squash, but it'll kind of tamp down some of this rumor mill about Anthony Davis being traded and him being unhappy. Winning kind of takes the steam off of stuff like that. As I said, man, the Pelicans do it with the bench. They did it with the bench. They were able to stop this team. Now, if you look at some of the statistics from the Grizzlies, that's how people might kindly finish the game with a double-double. 22 points, 10 assists for him. He's always terrific for them. Too bad he doesn't have enough help. Marc Gasol struggled in this one, had 7 points and only 5 rebounds. He fouled out of the game, by the way. So Marc Gasol really struggled in this game. But the Pelicans took full advantage of this struggling Memphis Grizzly team. And that's what you're supposed to do against teams that you are better than. If the Pelicans are a playoff team, like Andy Davis said after the Grizzlies-Pelicans matchup on the floor when he was talking to Jen Hale, then they have to beat teams that are not playoff teams. And Memphis Grizzlies aren't a playoff team this year. They're not ready for the playoffs this year. Obviously, they need more help to get there, but the Pelicans obviously feel like they can compete. They can get to the second round and play with teams like the Thunder, teams like Houston, and Golden State, teams like that. That's what they believe in. If that's the case, then they have to turn it up big time. And taking care of teams like Cleveland will be an excellent statistic, because coming into this, Cleveland is 8-32 as we get into the preview of their game. They have lost 11 in a row. The Pelicans beat this team a few games ago, stumped them in the ground, 133-98. And then they moved on to knock off the Grizzlies by an impressive score as well. Now, Nikolai Mirotic is ruled out for this game. So, according to the current injury report we have, he's not going to play. I'll be surprised if he plays tomorrow. He's getting close, though. Etuan Moore is listed as day-to-day with that knee situation. And, of course, for the Cleveland Cavaliers, they're missing quite a few people. Kevin Love, of course, is out. Larry Nance is day-to-day. And Rodney Hood, who didn't play in the first matchup, he's listed as day-to-day. So we might have a change-up. You might see him in the game. Looking at some of the statistics from the season leaders for the Pelicans, Andy Davis averaging about almost 29 points a game with 13 rebounds. Flat Drew Holiday, 8 assists a game, pretty good. Points led for the Cavaliers as Jordan Clarkson, 17 points a game coming off the bench. Thompson leads the team with rebounds, and if Larry Nance has 3 assists a game to lead the team. That shows they are really struggling if Larry Nance is your top assist man. And, of course, looking back over their matchups, losers of 9 in a row are this Cleveland Cavalier club. That is absolutely pathetic. Shouldn't fire Tyronn Lue. He was trying to win. And they don't have a bad coach. But the thing about it is this team is just doesn't have enough pieces to be competitive. You look at the last 5 games they've lost to New Orleans by a blowout, 133-98. Utah 117-91. Miami 117-92. They were competitive with Atlanta 111-108. These are all losses, by the way. And then Miami blew them out again, 118-94. The Pelicans should do the same thing to Cleveland. Just absolutely wipe them out, destroy them, and claim their 3rd straight victory. The game will be 7 o'clock Central Time in the New Orleans Smoothie King Center tomorrow night. So it'll be twisting and turning. The Pelicans turn it up in a major capacity and absolutely wipe this team out to claim the win. Also, on some other news dealing with the Pelicans is that they released Andrew Harrison, who I really like that guy. I wish they would have kept him and just released Tim Frazier, and I'm just saying that because you can find a multitude of different ways for Andrew Harrison. I mean, he's a big guard. He's 6'6", 6'5", somewhere in there. He can play the 1, the 2, and the 3 for you if you need him. He's a defensive-minded guard. He can shoot the 3. I would have found a place for that man on the team. I would have just released Tim Frazier. That's just me. And why would you release French Tim Frazier when you need a penetrating guard? I got Frank Jackson. Besides, I would rather have Frank Jackson in the game more, and I would take all of Tim Frazier's minutes away and give it to Frank Jackson. Seriously, I would, because Frank Jackson is going to show you something that Tim Frazier never will. I mean, Tim Frazier is as good as he's going to get right now. He's not going to get better than what he is right now. He's already hit his ceiling. But as far as a guy like Frank Jackson, who showed you 17 points in 19 minutes, sky's the limits for this young man. So hopefully the Pelicans can make better personnel decisions. I know it's about the money. I know they might be lining themselves up in trade alert. Just to let you guys know, trade alert. Pelicans are roaming. So we around that time, we get late in January, mid to mid-February, mid-now to mid-February, when the trade deadline, I think it's in the first 7 days of, I think it's February 7th. I'm going to have to research that. But off top, I think it's February 7th of this year. The Pelicans are definitely seeking some moves, and I won't guarantee it, but Solomon Hill, might not be on this team. And I'm thinking Etuan Moore probably will get traded too. Somebody that's going to be of value has got to be moved in a deal that will package to get rid of Solomon Hill. If it won't be draft picks or at least first-round picks. No more giving up first-round draft picks because you signed a stupid contracts, Dale Demps. No more of that. Please, if you're going to offload Solomon Hill, I wouldn't mind if you put Etuan Moore in there, even though I like Etuan Moore. But would you prefer to have that stupid contract of Solomon Hill, which is $12 million a year, playing that guy to come off the bench and score 2 or 3 points every other game, or moving him and open up some salary cap space so we can perhaps make a move and re-sign one of either Nikolai Mirotic or his contract is up, and then if you have Julius Randle on an option for next year, Julius might opt out, and some people saying the Pelicans won't be able to keep both. But hey, man, listen, Pelicans, we're gonna see. But I know for certain that Solomon Hill shouldn't be on his team, and Ian Clark is another guy that I'm hearing talks about too. So be on the lookout for that. But anyway, that's what my thinking is. So I want to just say straight up, big ups to Alvin Gentry and his staff for listening to us and other great Pelicans fans across the world and pertaining to playing and having a bench, using his bench. It took him a while before he finally came around, but at least the man came around, man, and that's something that I'm proud. I'm happy just to hear the dude finally listen to us and start playing more than 3 guys off the bench, 4 guys. Play Frank Jackson, play Jahlil Okafor. When Nikolai Mirotic comes back, do not relegate these guys to the bench. Don't relegate them to the bench. Don't you do it. You find at least 15, 16 minutes a night for Jahlil Okafor and Frank Jackson. Mix those guys in there any way you can. Get those guys the minutes because they are the firepower. And throw Shiki out in there with his hustle ability. So that'll do it from the Pelican Postgame Report from the PRO Media Network. If you enjoyed the show, subscribe on YouTube to the Pelican Postgame Report channel on YouTube. Also join our social media networks. You can also support the show by supporting our sponsors and patreon.com/the PRO Media Network. You can go there and contribute. All that's in the description section below. Thank you. Peace.
You're listening to the Pelicans Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Are you a Pelicans fan? Check out the Pelican Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network.
The Kleins family has been getting people to go nuts for old nuts since 1995. As legends have it, a number of the Kleins friends who heard the idea said you can go nuts trying to name a store like that. In the excitement, the Kleins thought their friends said old nuts instead of go nuts and proceeded to throw caution to the wind. Old Nuts has over 2,000 items, bulk and wholesale prices of a whole lot of your favorite fruits, nuts, and confections, a selection of gift baskets for any budget, any occasion, and provides one of the best and impressively rated shopping experiences on the web. Fact is, between their selection, service, speed, or their online presence and the virtual mirror retail experience, they have developed an enviable client base that's comprised of personal and professional customers who count on their remarkable range of gift baskets. Think of gift basket, think about Old Nuts. Check them out, oldnuts.com. Check the link in the description section below. Tea is your escape. It's your opportunity to create a moment for stillness, for reflection, for yourself. It's your connection to a world of senses, flavors both exotic and familiar, energizing and relaxing. It's your retreat from an increasingly turbulent world. It's the perfect paradox of simplicity and complexity. Teabox.com connects tea to people, uniting the richest flavors of the finest teas with the curious, the cultivated, and the adventurous all over the world. The freshest tea you've ever tasted, from crop to cup. There's simply no simpler way to experience the wonderful complexity of tea. Teabox, packing up the freshness. Tea thrives on freshness, and so do they. Teabox temperature and humidity control facility ensure that tea is maintained. The teas themselves go into oblique bags with aluminum layers that protect them from excess moisture and light. With Teabox, shopping for fresh, loose leaf tea is easy because you make an informed purchase. You know exactly where your tea is coming from. So for the freshest teas in the world, check out Teabox.com. That's right, Teabox.com. Check the link in the description section below.
Are you a boxing fan? Check out Ring Kings Boxing only on the PRO Media Network.
Go to newfrog.com for all of your electronic gadget needs. Fastly becoming #1 online seller of cell phone and accessories, consumer electronics, automobiles and motorcycles, home and garden items, 5D diamond painting crafts, electrical and tool supplies, computer and networking supplies, lights and lighting supplies, sports and travel items, toys and hobby supplies, apparel and accessory, mother and kid items, health and beauty items, and much, much more. Newfrog.com has up to 70% off on some products. And you can check out their weekly promotions for all the best deals. Remember, when thinking online electronics and gadgets, think New Frog. Newfrog.com. Check the link in the description section below.
In today's world, children are bombarded with negativity on television, online, and at school. Our kids need to have a positive outlook on life and the world around them. I want to share with you a valuable resource you can use to bring positivity into your child's life. It's the new book, 101 Powerful Children Affirmations, a guide to positive child self-image, from author and dad, G.J. Barabino. This is a simple guide loaded with wonderful and inspirational affirmations designed to uplift young people's spirits. This positive and powerful children affirmational is chock full and loaded with wonderful inspirational sayings that will lift your child's self-image to whole new levels through the awesome power of spoken word. 101 Powerful Children Affirmations, a guide to positive child self-image, from author and dad, G.J. Barabino. Available on Amazon. Order a copy for yourself, your child's teachers, or anyone you know with children. 101 Powerful Children Affirmations, a guide to positive child self-image. Order your copy today.
What's up, Sports World? The PRO Media Network is on a mission to reach 10,000 subscribers. So besides our regular programs, like the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, the Pelican Post Game Report, Rapid Fire TSC, and others, we will be expanding out and offering other content like movie, anime, and gaming reviews for your entertainment. So if you enjoy our content, please donate at our Patreon page. Also subscribe, comment, and share, and help the PRO Media Network reach 10,000 subs. Peace.